This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPA Livecast. Gojira performed at the Olympic opening ceremonies in Paris yesterday, and it was amazing. Probably my favorite Olympic performance, since that time Gigi Allen ejaculated onto the ice, before the 1980 gold medal hockey game, in Lake Placid. USA. 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 Our IPA Livecast starts now.
So patriotic.
Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, I wonder how Gigi got that booking. There must have been a fan in the Olympic Committee.
He was driving the Zamboni and he just snuck on after he did his work.
That's why the U.S. team won.
Yeah.
Welcome to RIP Livecast. We support the Olympics. We don't support Gigi Allen's actions.
That day we support them, but some other.
That action was
Yeah.
unofficial. What, do you want the Soviets to win, Rob?
Yeah, come on, Rob.
Were they there, or were they protesting that year?
That was Team USA beat the Russian team.
Yeah. The U.S. protested in the U.S. hosted in '84, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Summer Olympics, and Russia didn't participate, right?
Yes.
Right. And in 1980, the U.S. protested the Summer Games, but not the Winter Games.
Mm-hmm.
Politics. No place in sport.
Is anyone protesting the Olympics this year, or is everyone there? Is Russia allowed to participate?
I believe this is Russia's smallest group of people yet, but I do believe they are participating in some competitions. Even
Steven
Palestine
Seagal
has
is
some
in
people.
the gymnastics competition. That's how
he's in the
hard
Aikido
up they are.
competition.
Oh, okay.
That's his.
He's in all the competitions. They're very thin.
Have we talked about, on the topic of Steven Seagal, I heard some anecdote earlier this week that I don't think we've discussed on the show, which is
he
that
finally found Richie.
let me look up the correct phrasing of it, but apparently,
anybody see Richie?
Steven Seagal claimed that he can't get choked out, that he is a martial arts master who it is physically impossible for him to get choked out. And the idea is that like some grappling guys heard that and they got Gene LeBell, who is
Patty's husband.
Gene LeBell is a Olympic gold medal wrestler, like one of the best.
Like current, like in his prime.
No, he's a legendary judo performer and a wrestler. He's an old man now. Oh, he died. He's very old. He died.
What?
He
Steven
died
Seagal killed him?
Didn't he
2022?
like
but
train
no,
Brian Danielson or something, like the LeBell lock? That's where that comes from.
Right? Yeah, like exactly. Like he has he's a very influential grappler, and so somebody called over LeBell. So he's an Olympic judo winner, a judoka, and a stuntman. Anyway, so they called him over. And so this is like basically getting the best choker in the world to choke Steven Seagal. And not only did Steven Seagal instantly pass out, but he also pissed and shit himself.
Wait, hold on.
How do we know
when
that?
did this happen?
Let me look up the exact.
Was this like current, like chubby Russian bootlicker Steven Seagal, or like movie action star Steven Seagal?
No, this is past his prime, Steven Seagal. Because definitely past his prime. So 1991 is the year.
Oh, he was in his prime in 91. What are you talking about?
You're right. Okay. So here we go. Here's the story from mixedmartialarts.com.
There's no footage though, is there?
No footage. No,
God
this was
damn
just
it.
like this is something that this is a legendary story. What was that, Darren?
I said no footage of the poop.
Yeah.
No footage of the poop, just story. So
It's not at the Smithsonian in a box.
in 1991, the now deceased LeBell was working as a stunt coordinator on the Aikido documentary Out for Justice.
Wait, what?
I guess there's
Is that like an editorial joke by the writer of this article?
yeah, maybe.
That's a documentary. I guess that's what I'm guessing.
It is alleged at some point that Seagal announced due to his extensive martial arts training, he was immune to chokes. According to this telling, the then 58-year-old LeBell heard about the claim, and he gave Seagal the opportunity to test it. As the story goes, LeBell set the choke up. Seagal said, "Go." And Seagal promptly went. As in, Seagal went out.
Wait, he beat Sagat from Street Fighter 2?
As in, Seagal went out and went number one and number two in his pants. Steven Seagal, not Steven Seagat.
So hold on. Let me ask this question. When he when he said he can't get choked, he means if we grapple, you can't get me in a choke and choke me out, or I'll let you get me in a choke and you still can't choke me.
The latter.
The latter, it sounds like, because it's saying he allowed LeBell to set the choke up. So I'm guessing LeBell sat behind him and put him in a. I cannot tell, like, when you were being choked, there's no way, like, there's a few seconds you have to fight it. Otherwise, you have to tap or you're getting knocked out.
Yeah.
It is no joke. It is and it could be deadly, as we've seen on the news.
You know what this story reminds me of? You guys have both seen the Tarantino movie, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The scene with the fictitious Bruce Lee, where Brad Pitt like punches him out. This sounds like, was that ripped off from this story?
Oh, I wonder, because this is a famous story. I've heard it a bunch of times, and it just recently came back up for some reason. And I was like, did we talk about this on the show?
Yeah, in the director's cut, Bruce Lee shits himself in his blue jeans. Well, see, when you said, before you went into the details, when we weren't sure if it was old, fat Steven Seagal or the prime Steven Seagal, I was going to say maybe the fat Steven Seagal, his esophagus is so far removed from its like skin. Like
it's
that
literally impossible.
Yes, you can't choke.
Unless it's like on a piece of beef that he didn't chew properly. You could only choke him from the inside.
Yeah, like at any given time, there's a ham sandwich in there. It's blocking.
That's so funny.
Yeah, if you try to choke him from the outside, you might just dislodge the food that's already stuck in there and actually make him healthier.
You saved my life. You saved me. Thank you. You tried to kill me and you saved me.
Now, I want to contest something that Quickman Cummins said in the chat. He says, Seagal has a black belt in Aikido. Aikido is the synchronized swimming of martial arts. There's no need for Aikido to catch strays because of Steven Seagal. I think it is a very respected profession. From the outside, it does look a little silly because it's a little dancey.
All these hand motions.
Yes, but to see it done correctly and to see a master do it, it is really one of the most efficient forms of self-defense. Because
I gotta say, this sounds like you defending jazz.
Sure. No, I mean,
same vibes.
Here's what there is an Aikido sensei in my jiu-jitsu gym. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but he is one of the toughest guys to grapple with because of the Aikido training, because he knows how to use his weight and use your momentum against you.
Did he ever ask if you've seen Richie?
he had it, but I'm just saying it's a lot tougher than it looks. It looks much simpler and sillier than the technique that is really there. It's quite a high art.
Steven Seagal made it look silly because he's so bad that he used to do like 100 quick
absolutely
cuts each take.
Yes,
each shot.
And also there's those exhibitions where it just looks like, non-playable characters running into him and him just barely doing a thing and they like flip over. So he makes it look silly, but there is a give and take to it. And when it's like, two professionals doing it legitimately, it does not look silly. It looks fascinating.
Take that, quick man comment. Rob just schooled you, man, on martial arts.
Yeah. Now, Dusty Rhodes Muffler is piling on also in the chat. Do you want to respond to him?
Aikido is a bullshit martial art. It's the Billy Blanks Taibo of martial arts.
Isn't Billy Blanks Taibo the Billy Blanks Taibo?
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, you could say any martial art is a bullshit. It's all about the respect that you bring to it and the humbleness that you. Humble.
How about Momando? Where do you rank Momando?
Mormando is the top martial art. There's none tougher than Mormando.
Me and my wife are very well trained in Momando.
The sensei, the Aikido sensei, does occasionally invite the jiu-jitsu gym over. I haven't been able to go just because my schedule it didn't work out. But next time he does it, I want to go, and then I will report back to Quickman Cometh and Dusty Rhodes Muffler on if these guys are a bunch of pussies or not. And they're not going to be.
If you come back saying a bunch of nice stuff about Vladimir Putin, I'm going to be very worried about. So be careful.
Well, Aikido is a Japanese martial art. It's not a Russian one. So,
isn't it though?
Something to consider. Although we know about the history between the Russians and the Japanese, right? Dusty Rose Buffler says Mormando is the DDP yoga of martial arts.
Are you talking about when Mr. Fuji fought Nikolai Volkov? Is that
Oh, Sambo is Russian. That's true. Quickman cometh. He knows his martial arts. Sambo's another interesting art of martial. But anyway, to quickly wrap up this Steven Seagal story, Gene LeBell was interviewed about it before his death. And he said, when we had a little altercation or difference of opinion, there were 30 stuntmen and cameramen that were watching. Sometimes Steven has a tendency to cheese off the wrong people, and you can get hurt doing that.
So there were 30 fucking cameramen and not one of them was fucking rolling? Come on, guys.
I know, it's not right.
These union cameramen, man, unless it's the director says to action, they're on lunch break. It's just disappointing.
That's how you know it's bullshit. Never happened.
Do we have any pictures of this Gene LeBell character?
Yeah. We'll take a look in a sec. Okay. But Ariel Helwani asked LeBell about it, and he was being very noble. He said, well, the question is, did you in fact choke out Steven Seagal, and is it true that in the process he soiled himself? and LeBell responds, well, if a guy soils himself, you can't criticize him, because if they just had a nice big dinner an hour before, you might have a tendency to do that. If you have a chicken parm or something. No, he didn't say that. I said the chicken parm part.
You know what I thought was funny about Gene LeBell is when he was young, he looked like Robert De Niro. When he got old, he looked like Mel Brooks.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You
or like
actually
Gene
know
Hackman.
what this guy looked like?
Yeah. Well, I only know him because of Bryan Danielson. His finisher was the LeBell lock. And so they always used to talk about Gene LeBell. I'm not into like mixed martial arts or anything, but I learned it through wrestling.
Okay. So yeah, Rob, show me what this guy looked like. I'm curious.
All right.
Show him young and old Gene LeBell.
And then tell us which one you'd have sex with, Rob.
No, Gene LeBell is not my type, unfortunately.
Yeah, Gene LeBell's clearly the top if he's choking.
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Yeah. He's got too much top energy for me. Here's some young.
There's young Gene LeBell.
Little Vern Gagne looking motherfucker.
Yeah, that too. Get ready for the old one. Time is a bitch.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is such a sweet photo.
Who's that? He looks.
He really does look like Mel Brooks. You nailed it.
He looks like Mel Brooks, and there's this actor. I can't not Robert Loggia, but one of like that era. He might have had like reddish hair. I can't think of his fucking name. God damn it. But yeah, there's definitely Mel Brooks, like very dopey looking as an old man.
It's like, you would think like, oh, I could rob this person. No, this is one of the toughest people in the world. They will make you shit your pants.
Yeah. His hands are probably bigger than my face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He does have those crazy hands.
At 89, you might have been able to rob him, though.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't lose that kind of strength. And beyond the strength, you just have the positioning training. He
Rob,
would know how to
escape. You're just showing us screen grabs from your porn collection. What is
that? This is a rear naked choke. This is one of the most deadliest submissions in all of martial arts.
Can you Photoshop Ron Jeremy's belly button onto the man getting choked out?
No, I will not show any disrespect to Gene LeBell.
But it's not Gene LeBell that would have it. Oh, no, now he's fighting a woman? This is his ultimate surrender video that he did.
I love that there's an AI rendering.
Okay, that definitely looks like James Caan. Dusty Rhodes Buffalo called it.
Look,
He did apartment wrestling for a few years when things were tough.
Look at this photo. He's a
Wow.
tough man.
Sort of the camera clutch.
He's like, just choking a guy out.
No biggie. But yeah, R.I.P. a legend.
Yeah. 2 years
And
late.
he
but-
made Steven Seagal shoot himself.
That's God's work that he's doing. Was he fired off that set after doing that?
I don't think
talent?
so. I don't really. It's fine.
The director
know,
was
like-
yeah, he had to come, and it's
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, he was asking for. He was literally asking.
Literally,
for it.
yeah. That my question would be like, what was the aftermath? Did he like say, "Oh, you got me," or was he making excuses?
He was passed out. He couldn't say shit. He said,
Well, eventually he woke up covered in his own filth.
He said that was his
And look,
his
I have to
colon
tell you,
did the
like,
talking.
yeah, in this interview, like as it goes on, Helwani presses him, like, so are you saying?
Oh, that's
are
a
you
risky
saying?
move.
Are you saying you did it? And he was like, look, if 30 people are watching, let them talk about it. You know, he doesn't want to talk about it. LeBell, he's above
He
this.
choked all 30 of them out, though. None of them could say anything.
He goes like, you interview a boxer or a wrestler, and it's I, me. What do I know? Gene LeBell knows Gene LeBell. And if I tell you stories, everybody that tells you a story is the hero of their own story.
Well, that was a rare talking about yourself in the third person. That was in the fourth person. Gene LeBell knows Gene LeBell.
And Seagal has very repeatedly and pointedly denied the legend, of course. He called LeBell a pathological liar. He said, my children are the most sacred thing in my life. I swear on my children that we never, ever had a fight at all. Well, okay, you never had a fight.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it was a fight.
That doesn't sound like what he's saying,
Much
though.
of a fight.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't believe me, you can ask the stunt coordinator, Conrad Palmisano. Conrad Palmisano is a Vietnam veteran. He is a man of honor. He would never lie to anybody. You could ask him. There
That's
was
the
never
guy
a fight.
I trust to lie for me. I'm loath to defend Steven Seagal, but it does seem a little bit apocryphal. Like,
Well, now, so in this article, this is a great article. Mixedmartialarts.com did some good reporting here, because now there is a quote from stuntman Stephen Lambert,
totally had a fight.
who is not, of course, Conrad Palmisano, but
Thank you for clarifying.
We dig into the details here on RP Livecast.
he was a stuntman on that movie, and he says that it never happened, and that other witnesses say it did not happen. And Lambert is quoted as saying, anyone who says otherwise about the story are liars. It's that simple because they weren't there. There were two bodyguards, which were Steven Seagal's. There was Steven Seagal, there was LeBell, there was Lincoln Simmons, who was a stunt guy, and myself. There were 6 people there. Nobody else was there. Nobody else experienced it. Nobody else saw. Seagal didn't piss his pants. He didn't go into convulsions.
Wait,
But-
so he did get choked out.
But
didn't.
there was a confrontation. It was a difficult physical confrontation, but it didn't have anything to do with pissing in his pants and going into convulsions. I happened to open the door, and I saw Seagal and LeBell and the 2 bodyguards talking in front of LeBell's trailer. We're probably a good 30, 35 feet away, and I said, hey, Lincoln, LeBell's talking to Seagal. Let's go see if we could join in, just innocently. So I jump down, and I start walking over, and Lincoln is about 10 feet back of me, jumps down, and we start walking over, and we get there, and they're just having a simple conversation in front of each other. It's Seagal, and the 2 bodyguards are on each side of him, and they're talking about moves and introducing themselves, being casual and entertaining, and everything is light. They start talking about different techniques, and they're talking about a chokehold, and Seagal starts the conversation. He goes, I see the way you do your chokeholds, and he was disagreeing on the way that LeBell would do it, and LeBell said, well, let me explain to you how I do it. When you work with somebody, a master, a black belt, even somebody that is a white belt, when you're working with somebody, when you're showing somebody, it's an automatic, no fact rule that you go slow. You're having a conversation, you're teaching, you're showing, you're expressing your movement, and that's just what LeBell was doing in slow motion. He walks around Seagal, and he's in back of him, facing his back, and Seagal kind of looking over. We see the 2 bodyguards looking, and Lincoln and I are kind of were in the back of one side and back of LeBell, watching, very innocent. LeBell starts to put his hands around Seagal, and very slow, just as I'm moving right, and the minute his hands go around Seagal's neck, before he even touched them, graze them, Seagal just steps full blast and forearms down right in LeBell's crotch. Whoa! Give him a low blow. That's crazy. I mean, like, if I told you I spread my legs and I said hit him in a crotch with your forearm as hard as you can, that's what Seagal did. And LeBell jumped like 3 feet in the air, and I see LeBell's face, and it's literally 3 feet in the air. The moment LeBell's toes touched the ground, he just sidestepped and spun his hand around the front of Seagal's neck and took his leg and put it in the back of Seagal's feet and just threw his arm back and threw his leg forward, LeBell that is, and Seagal went flying about 4 feet high and landed right on his butt and back hard. Ouch! The bodyguards looked at LeBell, and I looked at Seagal, and I looked at Lincoln, and everything is in slow motion, and Lincoln's mouth is open, and my mouth is open. I was shocked because that was full blast until then. The bodyguards looked at Seagal, they looked at LeBell, and I'm watching this happen a matter of a split second, and I'm thinking, oh my God, here comes a huge fight. Because
I feel like the fight just happened.
Yeah, I'm thinking the bodyguards are looking at LeBell and the bodyguards are looking at Seagal. I look back at Seagal. Seagal shakes his head like a no. The minute Seagal did that with his head, the bodyguards stood down because they were almost in confrontation reaction mode. Like I said, this happened in a matter of moments. The minute LeBell felt everything was easing up, he stuck out his hand and said, "But if I did that, let me show you what you could do," and helped him up. I was scared that something else was going to go on, so I ran to get stunt coordinator Conrad Palmisano.
Hey!
He was busy with sending cameras, so I'm back at him. He had the producers, director, the DP, everyone listening to him. So I'm in the back, and I'm waiting for the right moment because you can't just barge in. You don't want people to know. You don't want to make a big thing out of this, right?
The star of the movie might be about to die. I think you can barge in. It's okay.
So I go in back of him, waiting for the right moment, and I kind of lean in his ear, and I said, "Conrad, there's a confrontation with Seagal and LeBell at your base camp. You better head over there and break it up." Well, he didn't understand what I was saying, and he ignored me, and I'm just looking at it. He's continuing with his camera work.
Was he a paper boy in 1925?
Yes.
Extra, read all about it. LeBell beats up Seagal.
So I walk away kind of hesitant, 5-10 feet away, and all of a sudden he pops up and realizes what's going on. And he runs over there and he yells to LeBell before he even gets there. He's like 40 feet away. "LeBell, get back to your trailer." LeBell looks at him and goes right back to his trailer. That was the end of that. That's what happened. Now, who told, who got it out, who spread it out? I don't know. I didn't. I know Lincoln did it. At least I believe Lincoln. I don't know if the bodyguards did it. I don't know if Seagal did it. I don't know if Gene LeBell leaked it out. LeBell, I love him. You see how close Gene LeBell and I are in the movie, but Gene LeBell is a showman, right? I don't think he would tell a lie. Whatever. Then he goes on to say he thinks other people, like it became a game of telephone, and that's how the pissing of the pants stuff happened. Actually, now I do remember how this came up. There was a deep cut from WCW. There's a TikTok series, WCW Deep Cuts, like little anecdotes about it. And it talked about how Kurt Hennig ran into Steven Seagal at the airport. And Kurt Hennig is a student of Gene LeBell and a friend of Gene LeBell's. And
oh, boy.
as he was shaking he
ran
said
into him with a Lexus.
He said that they were shaking hands and Seagal held the handshake longer and tried to squeeze Hennig's hand. And so Hennig squeezed back and was like, "Hey, I heard you met my friend Gene LeBell." and that's when Seagal was like, "Oh, I'm getting out of here. Yeah, that's not funny."
Wow. That's fantastic.
I heard you guys were shooting the shit.
So that was pretty great. It's pretty great. I'm surprised it took so long for us to talk about this wonderful story. And sadly, Quickman notes that Conrad Palmisano died in January. Palmisano.
R.I.P. a legend.
Yeah. Hopefully
Definitely
Steven Seagal's next.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, this is Conrad?
This is Conrad.
Don't worry.
Is this Conrad? Hello.
Whoa. Is that Jeff Speakman?
Kind of looks like him.
Is that the Jim Kata guy?
This was the stunt coordinator.
No, but who's
Oh,
Jim
Rambo First Blood was one of his movies. Sick. Sorry, what were you saying?
I
This
meant
guy?
the actor. Isn't that
Yeah,
is that Jim Kata? Was he in Jim Kata?
Oh, I don't know.
But that's a different. That's like a Midwestern looking guy.
It's one of these guys. But
Don't know.
Hey, that's
Irene
enough.
Cara was in that.
Wow. R.I.P.
So-
Another legend.
Yeah.
Everyone connected to these people is dead except for Steven Seagal. What the fuck? He's one by one. That's his next movie. He just goes back and kills everyone who heard that story. We might be next. Be careful.
Uh-oh.
Or
I guess.
he's just aging out of it by eating that like Russian yogurt that keeps people alive for 120 years.
Kefir
Yeah, yes.
He's big on the probiotics.
didn't help my dad.
Aw. Did he drink kefir?
I think so.
No.
When he wasn't drinking booze.
No. Maybe that canceled it out.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, the Olympic Games officially kicked off yesterday with the opening ceremony. And I thought it was really awesome. I have to say, the French do not mess around with their arts. They did a really, really good job. I was watching the on Peacock. They have you could stream it on demand. It's very nice. And it's really cool. They did a really cool multi I can't even it wasn't just like a
Multimedia?
dance. Yeah, it was like all these different facets. There were explosions. They used the area around the Eiffel Tower. Also, I've mentioned this before. I'm just a broadcasting nerd. Like I really enjoy watching how networks broadcast these events and all the hoopla around it, and even just like I just love the small talk and like bouncing from two reporters to like watching people fill time and not panic is always exciting for me. And so they have like the entire NBC broadcast team. They have Hoda there. They have
Hoda. Gotta have Hoda.
I love Hoda. I genuinely like her brand of fake enthusiasm works with me. Like it's believable.
I only know Hoda from like impressions of her on Saturday Night Live. I don't think I've ever actually seen Hoda at work. Herself.
You're missing out. She is a true pro.
When I think Olympics, I think Hoda.
Hoda. And I believe I forget her partner. She did work one of the debates. No. Kathy Lee's retired. But anyway, they were good. But the funny part was that their go-to person in the field was Snoop Dogg. I guess they hired Snoop Dogg to do stuff, and he's the best. Like he's just talking with a completely different vernacular than them, and he's very excited to be there. So and on his best behavior. There's not any references to blunts or anything. Really? I'm not saying he's not being himself, but he's being like the family-friendly version.
The Martha Stewart version.
Yeah. But it was very cute. But then they would have like this ongoing show of the torch lighting, which they had this whole thing where it was this kind of masked thief who is running through Paris and doing parkour on like all their stuff while holding the torch and kind of weaving through these art scenes. Like there was he crashed into the theater where they have the original performance of Les Miserables. And then so he like runs through the performance, and then that is an excuse for the scene to have a performance of Les Miserables for a few minutes, and then so this was like the narrative to weave all the performances together. Like Lady Gaga had a performance that was very nice. It was like having a spot of tea. It was very French. And then
more British having a spot of tea.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was more French than that. She sang some French song.
You should have watched some more Olympics, Rob. I don't think you picked up the whole.
You're right. Well, the commentary team was, I forget who the main announcer was. It was just some NBC reporter, but then it was like Peyton Manning and Kelly Clarkson.
What?
Were they two other?
Oh,
and then
I
like
get-
one, there was one NBC, like a broadcaster.
No Bob
and then-
Costas?
No Bob Costas.
Oh.
No.
Thank God.
It was. I barely recognize actually.
I hate
the
that little
broadcast
twerp.
team.
Oh,
Oh,
why
why?
do you hate Bob Costas?
I don't know. I don't want to go into too long of a sidebar here, but he's such a classic like baseball curmudgeon, and everything old is better from 1961.
That's fair.
That's it. I mean, that's it.
Okay.
I don't have to do a whole
Fair.
thing on it.
I
At
always
least
didn't
baseball
like.
is an Olympic sport, so he wouldn't have any opportunity to complain.
Isn't it coming back? Not this one, but
Is
I think
it?
the next one? Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
2028 they're bringing baseball back. I
Wow.
heard.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I remember reading that. I don't follow the Olympics like Rob does or anything. But
I mean, I'm just scanning through Peacock.
I beg your pardon.
I'm scanning through Cock.
Isn't that the Grinder app?
No, there's no Olympics on the Grinder app. That's a different kind of summer game.
But there's Olympians on it, probably.
There's water sports, but not Olympics.
It's athletic.
No.
And so then eventually they get to this part, with the Les Miserables, they get to the Marie Antoinette part. And then all of a sudden, I'm not going to show any video footage because...
We'll get arrested.
Yeah, we might get thrown into jail because nobody fucks around with copyright like the Olympics do. I think maybe even we're not even allowed to say the word Olympic.
The big game we're supposed to say.
Yeah.
The Summer Games is the
Even that might be a stretch.
No, I think you're allowed to say Summer Games.
Okay.
Because they can't. That's not.
That's the approved generic version of the Olympics.
Yeah. That's what I've seen other networks do.
Okay.
And but then it goes to this Marie Antoinette part, and she's singing this opera part, and this is what she looks like. This is on broadcast television, a decapitated woman, and then all of a sudden it pans out, and it's the side of the Castle Bastille, and Gojira is on the side of the castle, performing an opera version of this. I mean, a metal version of this of this classic opera song.
Did they put like a T-bone steak where her neck is supposed to be? That looks crazy.
And I wish I could, like I said, I wish I could show it, but we will get taken down. Like virtually all the footage of it has been removed, or any of the broadcast footage. There's been some footage, like you can go on my profile, and you could see footage of somebody recording their television. And the Olympics haven't gotten that because I guess it's like a different thing. But it was so intense here. Like, let me show it, just a still. I wish that let me get like a good wide.
Is that on your Grinder app too?
Heyo.
Where's the band?
So here's the band is like on this. Okay, you could kind of see one of them right here.
Oh, they're on the Noah's Ark.
They're
there?
on the windows, like the window.
Oh,
there's
so they're
like
in separate windows.
Yeah. Each person is in a separate. Yeah, here's the bassist, and then this. So this is an opera singer. Okay, here you can see the band. Here's the drummer on top of the entrance.
Okay.
And then the guitar, the front man is right here, Joe, and then the other guitarist is right here.
Is Gojira like a huge mainstream band in France?
I don't think so. I think they're popular, but they're not like, they're not on the level of, let's say, Celine Dion. For a metal band, they're the most popular French metal band, easily.
Okay.
But how big is metal there? That I can't
I don't know. I mean, big enough to play the Olympics.
Well, yeah, absolutely. They're the first hard rock heavy metal band to ever play the Olympics, which is kind of crazy.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler in the chat, tearing Rob to shreds. I love it. Rob
pretending to like metal whenever something mainstream happens. Fuck you, Dusty Rhodes Muffler.
Rihanna wearing a Metallica shirt.
Pretending.
Rob,
Get out of here! Get out of here! Dusty Rhodes Muffler. I'm a big Gojira fan. This meant a lot. This was very exciting. I was very excited about this when I saw this come across my Twitter feed, because the news came out a few days ago that they would be performing at the opening. So it's like, oh, the performances are Lady Gaga, Celine Dion, and Gojira will perform with this opera singer. And I just assumed it would be like, like a festival environment, some erected stage in front of the Eiffel Tower or something, and they would just do a regular old performance. I did not expect something this epic. Like, this is the most epic thing. Like, when I saw this, I turned into Beavis and Butthead. I was just like, yes, this rocks.
Thank you, Quick Man Cometh, by the way, for calling out this week's RIP, which is Rob is Poser.
I don't understand what is poser. How am I posing? Have I never liked Gojira? Do I not have over a decade worth of articles where I'm praising Gojira on a website?
Can I Google search those?
You
can I find those if I
sure.
do a Google search right now?
Google Gojira Rob Pasbani. There will be search results, and there will be interviews from when they weren't even a big band, where they weren't even signed to a major label.
I mean, people who are real fans knew they were a big band. You just had just.
I was on the Gojira train early. Get out of here. I saw their first.
When I Google Gojira Rob Pasbani, the first video result is the best hand fart cover of Gojira's Flying Whales.
Hell yeah!
Good job, Rob. Yeah. That's what you contributed.
That's right, baby.
That's your Gojira legacy.
My Go legacy.
Hand farting. Let's hear. Can we hear that? Is that going to get the copyright strike?
Hand farts.
I want to see the hand farting cover.
Oh my God, that is.
What's this? Rob's top 10 albums of 2016. Oh yeah, Gojira's on there. Gee.
Where do they rank? Are they number one?
Probably number 2. Meshuggah's probably number 1.
Yeah, but it's the hand farting cover, not the actual Gojira.
Oh no, Gojira's pretty low.
Oh shit!
Oh, because it's Magma. Magma was like the one where that was like the last one I was really into. 2016. But wow, man, they've been around forever. I saw Gojira on their first American headlining show. Go fuck yourself, Sid. Go fuck yourself, Doug Dusty Man Cometh. Dusty Man Cometh. That's right. I'm combining the two of you into one piece of shit.
Also, like, why is there like in the video search result? There's like Hebrew writing.
Yeah, I don't know
what's this.
I can't speak to what's going on there. I haven't touched that code in quite a while.
Metal Injection gone Zionist since you left? What the fuck?
No, I think that video is from an Israeli person. That's why. The hand farting video.
Oh, so this is Israeli hand farting?
Yes.
Can we please hear it, Rob?
No. Well,
why?
Okay. I guess, yeah. Hold on, let me.
We didn't hear audio from the Olympics, did they?
Yeah, I guess we could, maybe the
hand
Olympics
farter needs to come back to reenact last night.
No, okay,
the ham farter was on one of those balconies.
So yes, now I remember. So he showed up to a meet and greet of Gojira's to show them his talent. And yeah, this is an Israeli or.
You want to do it?
Oh, let's hear his
Hebrew
accent.
now? See what it's called?
You want to do this now?
I'm worried I don't have enough room on my phone.
You gotta have quiet.
This is the band.
Hand farts.
Okay.
All right, get on with it.
They need to play the Gal 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 Galatz theme first before he does
You're
it.
just a fucking.
Did you hear that?
What?
It did sound like that.
It's definitely the song.
Sounds like marching band.
Yeah, it's like elephant marching. It's like an elephant marching riff.
So is he like a niche farter that just does Gojira songs, or like?
I think he got like some brief viral fame. He went to like some other band's meet and greet and did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
But yes, this is from quite a while ago.
Niche farter has
Niche
to be
fart.
the episode title.
Like you're already limiting yourself by being a farter. You know?
But yeah,
like,
watching it was very surreal. Like if we could couch the oh no, we're not talking about JD Van Zandt. If we could couch the poser jokes for a second, it really was surreal watching Gojira, a band that like I've been following for 15 years at least, and like became friends with them. The two brothers, the frontman and the drummer, moved to Brooklyn, and so I would see them around the neighborhood all the time, and it would be like funny. I'd be going to a hipster brunch spot in Williamsburg, the now defunct Egg, and
Noah's friend.
I'd be seeing them online. No, named after Noah's friend.
Oh,
Why don't you look out
and
the
also,
window
and
see
also
if they're
they have
there?
sorry, what's that?
Look out the window and see if you can get them on the air.
Oh, well, now I moved to a different neighborhood than this was when I lived in Williamsburg. I don't think because they opened a studio in Ridgewood, and they even invited me to a listening party for that album, Magma, which ended up on my top albums list.
But not very high.
Yeah.
Well,
give and take.
I liked it, but it wasn't. It was a turn for that. It's once they started getting old.
There you go, bands. If you invite Rob to a listening party,
it'll be the last time you make my top album list.
You might make number 8.
I didn't like their most recent album. They put an album out since Magma, I think a year or two ago, and it didn't quite.
What was wrong with it?
Draw me in. It's just not. Their sound has evolved, and it's not what I'm looking for, I guess.
They kicked the farter out of the band.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, he's like the lead farter now. There's way too much fart on it.
Too much influence.
No, it's not as heavy anymore. They're a little more into like the proggy kind of noodling. Not noodling, but like I like the heavier stuff, the earlier, more aggressive.
That's what it sounded like.
Doing a sample.
Yeah.
You like the more burpy stuff, not the.
But I'm very, very happy for them and the metal genre as a whole.
Good.
You're right. I do get excited when there is something cool about metal in the mainstream. Dusty Rhodes Muffler, you piece of shit. Because
time you called that.
Because I think it advances the genre and it gives us some, not just recognition, but like respect. Like respect. It just makes us. I don't know. Like this is a cool thing. You know,
what is this us you keep talking about?
What metalheads?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I still consider myself a metalhead. No, I think it's just a cool thing for the genre. And it's a cool band. Like they're a cool bit. Like they have great politics. They're all about the ocean, saving the oceans, caring about.
Isn't that Oceano?
No.
They don't. They're not. They're anti-ocean.
They're anti-ocean, in fact.
Very ironic.
Yeah. No. So I love Gojira. I love the dudes. I think Mario is one of my favorite drummers, Mario Duplantier, and he's a cutie. I said it.
Don't trust metal news sites.
Wow.
That was Sean. That almost sounded like
was it?
That was me.
Don't trust metal news sites.
It sounds like Sean, but okay, I'll take it.
It's you from the very early days when your voice was modulated differently.
Yeah, it sounded different.
So even if the metal news site tells me this is the best hand fart cover of a Gojira song, I shouldn't believe that.
Sid?
Don't trust metal news sites.
There's a better one somewhere out there.
There's a better one out there. We just haven't found it yet.
Do you miss the days, Rob, when that was your job to like post breaking news of a hand farting video?
Honestly, I much prefer this kind of dumb shit to like the, political idiocy or dumb
but
drama.
You didn't have to post the political stuff. You ran the site. It was your choice.
Sure. But I had to get traffic.
You're Dave Mustaine saying plug up the vagina, it gets more traffic than good hand farting?
No, I would say if there was a day where there were 2 potential stories and I only had time to write one of them, I would certainly pick the hand farting one.
Okay.
That's not what I said.
Quick man comment suggests hand fart covers over Dave Mustaine hot takes.
Yeah.
I feel Mustaine has been he's been pretty neutered with this.
I think that's in part thanks to you.
Well, it's thanks to his management for sure. Or his previous manager. I believe the management that got him in line, he has since fallen out of favor with.
Oh, no.
So he now has new management. Well, this was now a few years ago, but I definitely did once get a call from a manager of his who deals with a lot of other bands that we work with, a lot of big bands. And it wasn't as if he wasn't really like threatening me. He was just like, hey, I need you to take this down. This isn't true. And I'm like, well, it is true. Like, what do you mean it's not true?
What was it? Which
I don't remember what it is now.
Girl,
But that-
guy, girl.
Oh no.
But I remember it was trivial enough where I was like, what am I like? Okay, sure, whatever. Like
It wasn't something you
worth
get
fighting
sued
over.
over.
Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't even like anything big. And as with most stories, after the first day or two, the money's been made. The traffic.
So you got what you needed.
You
anyway.
got what I needed out of it. It's like, all right, fine. It's not. That's why I always think a retraction is bullshit or like a correction. Yeah. No one ever, like maybe 5% of the people will see the correction or the retraction that see the original thing that blows up, which is why it's always so powerful when these fake stories get out, like JD Vance fucking a couch. Because no matter, even when you issue the retraction, if anything, it makes the rumor more believable sometimes. Here, the rumor, of course, this week, what I'm talking to, if you're not as completely online as I am.
Before you do that, we have audio of that call that.
Oh no!
Oh, with Dave Mustaine's agent.
Hello, Rob. This is Dave's agent. Totally Dave's agent and not really Dave. I saw a little story on your stupid little website. I'm gonna have to ask that you take it down right now. Not talking about tomorrow.
You can go back to your segue.
No, that was 100% worth it. I can't believe you had that audio. That's exactly how it went.
Jared is a real journalist, Rob. You could learn a thing or two.
Well, what I do like, I'm not going to name the guy, but he is an excellent manager because he did his job. And I ran into him not too long ago, and he no longer represents Dave Mustaine. And I was
that wasn't Dave Mustaine pretending to be an agent?
Oh, sorry, no. But then he was just like talking about what a shithead Mustaine is. And how he's so glad not to have to deal with him anymore. And how he's someone else's problem now.
Any specific examples?
I wish I could remember. But if it comes back to me. I was a little under the influence of alcohol at the moment. So.
He's pursuing a creative career now. He's a hand farter for Gojira.
Are they working on a new record? They just put out a new record, right? Or something. I'm off the Megadeth train.
Megadeth. I thought you meant Gojira.
No. Gojira put out a record a year or two ago. That's the one that I was like,
Yeah, did
Megadeth
out like a year ago?
Yeah, remember he had that cameo in 2022. All those guys. Here's my new. You're gonna hear 8.8 seconds of my new album.
Oh,
he had some song about the dogs of Chernobyl or some shit.
Yes, the sick, the dying, and the dead. Now I remember.
I remember not thinking it was that bad, but maybe I'm.
Did we do a listen along of that for the Patreon?
Not that album.
No, we did
just
Risk and one other one too, right? Didn't we do two?
We did two Megadeth.
Did we? Maybe not. Definitely Risk.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. So, but yeah, Gojira at the Olympics, very cool. Seek out the footage. Check out the opening ceremony. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna actually try to watch some swimming. I'm gonna watch some judo.
My mother watches that like religiously. The whole, and whatever's on, like, because she's 81, so she doesn't seek things out online or whatever. Like whatever's prepared for her and put on NBC.
Right.
She'll watch.
It's fun. It's
but
fun
she,
because
she just watches whatever's on.
It's like I said. It's fun. Not quite mindless, but you don't have to pay so much attention to it. It doesn't require your full attention. And they do a great job telling stories and creating narratives of these athletes. And I do find myself caught up in the competition aspect. Like I was watching some trials for swimming just because I just wanted to see what their form was like. And
do you pick up some pointers for yourself?
Well, I was going to say, nothing makes me feel like a total piece of shit like watching these like actual athletes do the, proper form. Like, wow. For example, just with the freestyle swim, which is, the traditional swim with the one hand in front of the other. The way you're supposed to do it is when you need a breath, you turn your head like you're not supposed to lift your head out of the water. You're supposed to turn your head and breathe that way on one of the motions, keeping it as seamless as possible to not kill your momentum. And, I could go 2, 4, maybe 6 strides before I have to breathe. 6 is like already like, all right, on the next one, I definitely have to breathe after the second stride. I'm watching these fucking athletes. I don't think they're like, they're halfway down the fucking thing. They haven't breathed yet.
I mean, if you did this 10 hours a day every day, you'd probably pick that up as well.
Okay, sure. But I was just very, very like I thought I was a good swimmer. I'm obviously not a novice. I'm early intermediate, I would say, compared to like what the level these people are. And now it kind of makes me want to try to push myself a little. Like I want to try to swim a mile. Which
Robbo 2028 at the Olympics? You preparing? Where is the Summer Olympics of 2028?
Isn't it coming to New York?
Oh no, Tokyo.
Oh no, Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh, LA. That was it.
When was
the World Cup was Tokyo was the last one, I think.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where they had to push back the G1 because of it.
Oh, right.
So yeah, Rob, you can go. You have people you could stay with even.
Well, I don't know if I would do that, but I have. There's like a
Special Olympics.
A Coney Island. Shut up. There's a Coney Island like swim league that I was considering joining, like a swim meetup.
Polar Bear Club.
A swim club. It's not called the Polar Bear Club is the.
He knows what the Polar Bear Club is. He's
for the audience, you can say.
The Polar Bear Club is a collection. It started of geriatric bears who would dive into the ocean on January 1st, but now it's like a whole, multi-age thing. It's like a hipster thing too. And now it's like hundreds of, if not thousands of people show up on January 1st.
New York
Don't
City.
they just don't they go like lots of days and just have swimming outings during the entire
There is
winter?
now like a more exactly yes. And what actually the sensei of Aikido, who I mentioned previously, he is absolutely a polar bear. He goes swimming in the winter. He keeps like trying to it's like, oh, you should come with me. I'm like, nah, dude.
How old is this guy?
He's not much old. He's 54, 55. He's in insanely great shape. Like
you would? You would?
No, I don't. No.
I was watching this. Be honest, Rob.
No, I mean, I'm saying it's like I don't. I separate the two. It's not. I would not.
There's too much of a social barrier there.
Yes.
No, but I'm just saying, based on the physical, if you didn't know him if he was just some dude, is he hot? So you're type?
He's an attractive man.
Okay.
I was told that the when you swim in the ocean and it's really cold, like it's not that bad, but the bad part is when you get out. It's like you get instant hypothermia because it's so cold outside.
If it depends, like if the difference in the temperature is bad enough, yes, but absolutely if it's windy too, the wind adds so much intolerance to it. I don't know.
Could be
I haven't
bad
really
during
done
the summer too. Sometimes when like you go in the water and it's like 15 degrees cooler on the shore, or a wind comes or something, then it's really bad.
Yeah, when that happens, I really have to dry off very quickly, and I get clothed. And what's interesting is sometimes I'll go into my car and I'll have my AC off, so it's like super hot. It's a hot box, but it feels so nice. It's like a sauna after feeling cold because of exactly what you're saying.
You like that hot box?
I love the hot box, baby. I don't usually hot box. My car is a lease, so I don't like hot boxing it. I don't want it to smell like pot.
Won't it stop smelling like pot by the time you give it back, though? I mean,
I don't think. I feel like with the leather trim, it really like stays in there. I don't like it. I'm too paranoid about it. Dusty Rose Buffalo, Rob, waiting to watch Tom Daley. Waiting? I'm not waiting at all. I watch him every day. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. He had a little bit of a viral clip. We talked about how the Olympics have those cardboard beds. Remember we were talking about them? How it's like the beds are made of cardboard.
They don't want the Olympians fucking.
Yes. And so Tom Daley gave a nice tour of his room. And for those who don't know, Tom Daley is like the Olympic twink, swim twink.
It's a new Greg Louganis.
Even though he's 30 now, I looked it up. So he's kind of aging out of it, but he still has his twink looks.
You have to be young to be a twink? Can't you be an old twink?
The idea.
thought it was body type only.
It is body, but I think the term twink comes from Twinkie because it's like they're empty calories and they're not good for you.
Oh, and you're unwrapping them.
Yeah, well, something like that. But no,
But Twinkies can keep for decades.
Sure,
so.
but twink, their youth is associated with.
So is there
twink.
a different term for an old twink?
An aged out twink?
Yeah.
Well, you have to experience here. What the thing is, you eventually experience what is known as twink death, where you mature out of your twink body into a hunk, an otter, a bear, one of the other genres.
Yeah.
But yes.
I didn't know there was a Twink cinematic universe.
Rob's got all the DVDs of that series.
Twink Vengers. So here's Tom Daley showing off the beds. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's opening a different window.
The cardboard beds in the village. I'm going to show you what they look like. This is cardboard. As you can see, it's like a box. Then you've got the mattress, and then these cardboard boxes here, like so, with the mattress on top and a mattress topper. And then we get our own little Paris 24. And as you can see, they're pretty sturdy.
Oh, look at those thighs. Oh,
oh no.
For those wondering about the...
And I'm just going to throw this out. He is gay, right? Is he openly gay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I haven't followed Tom Daley. I would guess he's gay, but you never know.
Yeah, he's.
So you expect me to believe LeBron James is sleeping on a cardboard bed? That can't be happening, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Or like Steph Curry, he's not sleeping.
They've
on
got
that
like
bed, right?
mega yachts off the coast that they're chilling in.
You know what? Though? They probably could just buy a bed and ship it to their room.
But so could Tom Daley. No.
Yeah.
But he just did that right after the video.
But also, Tom Daley, he's a small guy.
I'm also seeing the Olympians are complaining because there's no air conditioning at the Olympic
Yeah, so that's
Village.
what I was going to say. That like I saw a bunch of Americans are bringing air conditioning to France because they don't want to live that way. The one kind of so Tom Daley is 30, as I mentioned. His husband is film director Dustin Lance Black.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, I think.
He is 50. Yeah, they have a 20-year age gap.
Mm-hmm.
And they met like 10 years ago.
He's got only
thigh gap.
Only a few years before he ages out of that twinkness and going to get dumped.
Well, I will say, though, Dustin Lance Black definitely maintains the twink look even at 50.
There you go. See?
It's 2 twinks?
But he's...
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He looks more like a space alien. He's got a weird face.
Definitely.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't understand it.
He
Tom
looks
Daley,
photoshopped.
What's going on here, buddy?
He looks like what Clay Aiken wishes he looked like. Is Clay Aiken still a thing? Is he alive?
I think he's still alive.
Clay Aiken from is this guy from the Wish app?
Nope. There he is.
Yeah, it's even the hair. It's like that Jesus drawing. Oh, he looks way different. Looks like James Spader now.
Oh man, James Spader's gonna kill himself when he hears this.
Listen.
James Spader, loyal Livecast listener. You guys didn't know that.
Oh.
James, I'm sorry. It's a wake-up call.
He used to, between takes on the blacklist, he used to listen to old Livecast episodes.
Man. Rob's insulting our listeners. I'm insulting James Spader, our listener. It's crazy. Pretty soon we're going to insult the hand farter.
Never.
So, all right, that's the Olympics. Excited to watch.
I watched 2 Olympic basketball games before we started the show.
Oh, how are they? How did the
fine.
U.S. do? It's so weird to me that
the
NBA guys get to go to the Olympics. It feels like, why is a 40-year-old in the Olympics?
But there's 40-year-olds on other teams too.
Yeah. All right.
There's 40-year-olds in other competitions too, the ones that support that. Like there's some sports where you can't possibly do it when you're 40, but I mean,
yeah. No, I get what
you're not barred from doing it.
It's just like I feel it feels like ringers. This is amateur.
It does. Like
competition.
ringer.
They want ratings.
Ringer wouldn't be the word I would use, but like I would say, it just feels like cheating, even though it's not technically. It's just like let unknown people be in the Olympics. Like you get everything else already. Like you get all the other accolades.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. But
like tennis does the same thing. So like all the that's everywhere now. Yeah.
I wasn't singling out the basketball.
Right.
I just think the whole thing is against the point of the Olympics.
At least with that, like it's in a way it's fun because the competition is a lot closer now than it was like when the Dream Team happened. Now, like they're the best players in the NBA aren't American-born players anymore.
Right.
So they might lose. It sets up a fun like David versus Goliath kind of thing.
Yeah, I did like even in the Dream Team, like like Tony Kukoc was on that other team on his country's team, on Croatia's team, and so like that would be fun when it would be like two teammates in the NBA facing each other.
Yeah, and there's definitely you're gonna have that.
My objection to it is not even that the games are lopsided so much. It's just that it's like there's so many people who would actually their only career highlight might be playing in the Olympics, like some college player or something. Like they might suck in the NBA. Let them just have that. Don't take that away. But I understand why they do it.
If all sides agreed to only have like a certain age or younger and you haven't played professionally yet, but it's hard, like especially basketball, it's hard because like in Europe and stuff, people play professionally when they're 16.
Well, it used to be that you could not have taken any money to play professionally in your career yet, and that was the cutoff for the Olympics. And they got rid of that the year that they did the Dream Team.
Yeah, and now that rule wouldn't even work with American college players because now they get paid. So who would be left?
High school.
Yeah, right.
It's 18-year-old players in the country.
Let the gymnasts just have a pickup team and watch. Let's watch Simone Biles play basketball.
4-2.
Yeah, that should be what happens. Like we pick our full Olympic teams for each sport, but when they show up, they have to pick out of a hat, and that's the sport they actually compete in.
Yeah.
Let's see how good of a well-rounded athlete you really are. That would be fun.
I'm for that.
I'm also into the men's gymnastics.
I bet you are. Yeah. Are there like famous men's gymnasts that you like are looking out for? Or
no, I don't. I was just making a joke. I don't know. There's no Tom Daley of
I'm sure there is. You just haven't found him yet.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, the gays will find him for me and let me know in a few weeks. Yeah. I'll get back to you. But no, it's exciting. I regret. I remember running into, not that this was a possibility for me, but I ran into an acquaintance who I was in my broadcasting class with in high school, my famed broadcasting class I was in with Noah. And she had continued to pursue broadcasting and in college got an internship at the Olympics. I believe it was the 2024 Olympics. And I was like so jealous of her. I was like,
wait, this is the 2024 Olympics.
I mean the 2004. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
The 2004 Olympics. And she just went to do it for free. Like she didn't get paid for it.
Where was that?
Let's see. I think it was in, I want to say Greece.
Greece.
Yep.
Fancy.
Yeah, she didn't get paid, but she said it was like the craziest experience of just like kind of waking up and going to work at the Olympics every day.
It's pretty cool.
I would have done that. So if you're a teenager and you have the opportunity to go work at the Olympics, you should go do it. Go hang out at the Olympic Village and sleep in a cardboard bed.
What a universal tip that is for everyone.
Yeah.
All the teenagers listening.
All
who are
the
offered a trip to the
teenage
Olympics.
Broadcasting majors who are listening, who are offered a trip to the Olympics, go for it.
Say yes. If
Tell
you're
your
on the
parents,
fence,
Rabba said go for it. But yeah, we'll check in next week, see how the Olympics are going.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a bunch. Have French people been shitting in the river like they said they would? Has that happened?
Oh, I didn't see such an occurrence.
I haven't seen anything about
Has there
it
been
yet.
protesting? Are they? Oh yeah, there was right because they're now there's something happening outside of my window. But
I heard you talking about the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Olympic Committee coming with their
The
copyright
French
suits.
military don't mess around, man. Did you see? They're all like these guys with machine guns everywhere.
Oh God.
But yeah, I think the transportation union in France was protesting, I believe.
What specifically were they protesting?
Just they want higher wages and better benefits.
It's funny, when I went to Paris, it was during the Olympics, but they weren't going on there. It was in 2016. But I was there during the Olympics, and all the people on vacation were like running around with their fucking flags and just like, celebrating the Olympics, hanging out in bars, screaming when their team won in the Olympics and all that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That was the other thing. With the opening ceremony, I wanted to mention, the opening ceremony was very queer friendly.
I heard about this. I saw both sides of this. I saw like conservatives complaining about it.
Right. So the most controversial scene was they recreated the Last Supper with Jesus, but all the attendees of the Olympic Last Supper were drag queens.
Oh, nice.
And then the Jesus was like this green Jesus or something like that. It was very artistic. And this is where Nikki, what's her name? The French drag queen from Drag Race. What's her name?
Nikki Doll? No.
Nikki Doll, yes.
Isn't that someone from Poison? Who am I thinking of?
Nikki Sixx?
No, Nikki Doll, yeah. So she sang and right. So some conservatives thought that this was Elon Musk said this was very offensive to Christians.
Bobby Doll is who I was thinking of, sorry.
Bobby Doll's in Poison, Nikki Doll, drag queen. And also with the Gojira thing, there's people that are saying that it was a satanic ritual on television because they were the decapitated heads.
And it's the metal band.
And I love it. Yes, this is what metal needs, baby. Keep calling us 2024. Let's go. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. What did you hear, Darren? With
just basically the similar things to what you just said, which is that it's like I don't like not so much that it's like some kind of transgression against God or anything, but just like they're DEIing everything, like we have to have a gay display at the Olympics, we have to have a gay this and a gay that.
Yes.
Yeah, because usually France is so buttoned up and
right.
PC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like during some of these segments, there would be like suddenly we're in someone's house and it's the house of a gay couple or like a polyamorous couple. Like it was very surprising. It was not something I'm used to seeing on, let's say, American television, and it was very nice. I the highest points for the opening ceremonies from France. Very impressive. It will be interesting to see the LA one where like Kid Rock performs or whatever. Like what. Like what's America gonna do to show off our artistic?
Hopefully,
stuff?
LA is at least too cool to bother with Kid Rock. I don't know what's like the definitive current LA.
Oh, Chili Peppers! It's gonna be the Chili Peppers.
Oh God! No.
It's gonna be the Chili Peppers.
Probably fucking right. They're already so old. Another 4 years.
Yeah, I guess there could be hip hop. Like they could get Kendrick Lamar. But that would be cool. But
or Dr. Dre.
But even Dr. Dre is old now.
Oh, I didn't think being old was the problem with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It's part of it.
Like what's a modern LA band?
I see.
There's got to be somebody.
Well, they already got Snoop Dogg out there.
Yeah, maybe just have Snoop Dogg.
But we'll see.
Haim? Will they have Haim performing? They're from LA, I think. Terrible.
Jonah Haim. Could be in the Olympics.
Yeah, if they have baseball again. But they wouldn't have that never went with professional players when it was in the Olympics. That was always amateurs because baseball doesn't want to pause their season in the middle.
Well, I think they are. There's a debate about it now.
Oh,
but also like I feel like even with the All-Star game, like they don't want their pitchers pitching a full game.
Yeah.
So imagine 2 weeks of playing games.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And they have the World Baseball Classic, so I don't know if they want to like take thunder away from that.
Well, they moved it.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler, Billie Eilish. That's a good call for an LA performer who is not old.
They moved the World Baseball Classic, so it's supposed to be by 4 years. Every 4 years, it would have been in 2027. They moved it back to 2026.
I'm sorry. What is this? The baseball classic?
It's like every 4 years before the season in spring training, they have a tournament of all the countries, and all the MLB players or anybody really. They have a lot of non-MLB players are in it too, but they get to play for their country, and they do it. They have two MLB ballparks that host all the United States games, and then they do a few of the regional qualifying tournament games in other countries, and it's a whole thing. And the last one was really good, and it came down to Ohtani and Trout as the last at bat of the finals, which was crazy, like the two best players at the time.
And it's where the Mets closer injured his leg and missed the whole season because he was celebrating after his team won a game. So I was not a big fan of it last year.
I still like it. I mean, that could have broke his ass in a spring training game. Who the fuck knows?
Okay.
Well, but yeah, that's a thing.
It's great. I think, Rob, you would like it. It's got a lot of the same things in it, like the production-wise, that you like about the Olympics. That you just said.
Yeah, no, I live for that stuff, and it's very similar to what I enjoy about baseball as well. Like, I feel like baseball is the last bastion of that kind of like not fast-paced broadcasting. Just like
they're trying to, though. I think it's dying out, like slowly. I think they're trying to make it hockey and basketball,
TikTokifying it.
Yeah.
And the other thing about that song the Gojira was singing, it's a famous French opera called "It'll Be Okay." Well, it's not called "It'll Be Okay," but the English translation is that. And the lines in this song that they were singing on broadcast television include, "It'll be okay. Hang the aristocrats from on high. It'll be okay. The aristocrats will hang them all." Can you imagine someone singing that on an American Olympic broadcast?
No.
I cannot. With decapitated women all over. Like, it's the most metal thing I've ever seen. It keeps getting more metal the more I learn about it. I love this performance so much.
But decapitating aristocrats is sort of a thing in France.
Yes.
It's like we never did that here yet.
Sad.
Yeah, we don't have that. That would be stolen valor. We never did the guillotines.
I mean,
other than at like Renaissance fairs.
We've taken plenty from the French. Why can't we take that?
There's time.
Okay.
Took hand farting, made it better.
That's true. Well, Israel took that from the French.
Oh,
we don't have it yet.
Let's see what else we got going on, folks. What was this thing you want to talk about, Sid? Was this disgusting thing?
There's so many. This murder-suicide story that happened in the city this week?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Rob Pasbani pretending to like Gojira and then ranking the eighth.
That's really fucking disgusting.
8th best album of the year. Shame on you.
So 2 women were shot on the Upper West Side, right?
Worse than a double murder.
Upper East Side.
So there's a married couple. They're getting divorced. They're having a custody battle. The mom of the husband is dying of terminal cancer. So she decides to fucking kill the ex-wife and then kill herself so the husband would get the custody of the kids.
Oh, that's nice.
It's fucking wild. How does this dude feel? Like, I assume he didn't like give permission for this. This is like the ultimate overbearing mother move.
I was just going to say,
this isn't Russian.
This is taking overbearing Jewish mom stereotype to its ultimate extreme.
Are they Jewish?
I don't think so. But like, it's spiritually somehow, yes. It's like, on the one hand, my son isn't alpha enough to do this, so I'm going to take it upon myself to do it. And on the other hand, it's also, you're going to be forever indebted to me because I did this for you. I fucking killed myself for you. And you will have to live with that for the rest of your fucking life. This is the ultimate Russian Jewish mom move.
This is absolutely insane because she's thinking about what's best for her son or whatever, but like at no point does she think maybe it's not good for my children, my grandchildren to not have a mom.
Yeah.
or how to explain to them how their mom is not alive anymore, like
if you knew her, Robert, you would understand.
Also, like, are we even sure the husband would get custody now after this? Like, this is a pretty big extenuating circumstance. I guess he probably would,
the details are insane.
You can't give her a win. We have to.
Yeah,
Sorry,
right?
The shocking murder-suicide unfolded along East 88th Street, down the block from Gracie Mansion. That's where the mayor lives.
Crazy Mansion?
Gracie Mansion. Just before 9 a.m. when ex-Chicago probation officer... Oh, of course it's a cop, this woman.
Well, she had a gun, so...
Kathleen Lay, 65, twice shot 45-year-old mom of two, Marissa Galloway.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Galloway just had loaded her 1-year-old daughter into the backseat of a parked white Honda Civic when Lay blasted her in the head and back before turning the gun on herself. What
it's
a
almost her
coward.
neck or back, but not quite.
And what a great way to give your grandchild lifelong trauma.
Fucking hell,
that they can't even identify where it's from because there were only one. What a crazy woman.
Well, now imagine if she just like missed and just shot a random person.
Or shot her grandchild.
Yeah. Whoops.
Unbelievable.
Though, like, this is the ultimate. Like, you think about, like, if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, what fucked up shit would you do knowing that there's not going to really be consequences? This is like the ultimate version of that, right?
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I always think when I think that, I think of what fucked up shit can I do to myself, not other people.
Well, she did that, but also other people.
Yeah. I guess there would be a lot of domestic disputes between the dead woman and her widower.
What do you mean?
Like before they split up, or while they were splitting up?
Yeah,
over
the neighbors are saying they were constantly like social services were constantly knocking on their doors, asking about the couple, and she always talked about the fact that she had a former husband that was harassing the hell out of her because I had child services at my door one evening asking if I ever heard any problems next door, said one of the neighbors of the dead woman, the dead younger woman.
I guess also, like, if this lady's a probation officer, she must know the law, right? And know that her doing this wouldn't stop her son from getting custody.
I guess.
But where would the kids go now when they have no other parent?
There's got to be other family, right? Like, there's a chain of succession, I would think.
But what? The guy didn't do anything wrong. Why are you going to take his kids away?
But can you, without a shadow of a doubt, prove that he wasn't involved in this somehow?
No, but I mean, it's like you got to prove that he was. That's how the law works.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking fucked up story.
Yeah.
Is Lifetime already working on the movie, you think?
Oh my God, it's out already.
It actually came out 10 years ago. The woman used it as a blueprint.
The body didn't even hit the floor yet.
Starred Lisa Welchel. There's a reference for you.
Nice Christian conservative woman.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about now. I remember like post Facts of Life, she began doing all these 700 Club things. Like,
oh man.
She was like the spokesperson for Jesus for the whole like late 90s. And now who knows? Maybe she's playing with Gojira on the balcony there. I have no idea. Thought of her in like 20 years.
Oh wow.
Did you find her?
Who am I looking for? Sorry.
No, Lisa Welchel.
Lisa. I'm just still enamored by this story. Oh, Lisa, of course. Facts of Life. She looks good.
There she goes.
It looks like she's sort of evolved from like the evil Christian to the more chill, inclusive Christian.
That makes sense.
So that's nice.
That's good. Usually goes the other way when you're older.
Yeah.
Get older. I'm still a 2D fan, but
Yes, 100% with you on that.
I was Team Natalie.
Well, that wasn't a dead giveaway.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm drawn. If anything, I'm not. I was drawn to
to
Joe.
the one that probably wouldn't really want to do too much stuff and would want to just like sort of hang out and chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I guess I had a crush on Joe, but I always wanted to be friends with Natalie.
Which one?
Yeah, the linebacker and the biker.
Yeah. No, I'm friends with the two lesbians for sure.
I want to point out for my own self-defense, Tootie is 1 year older than me in real life. So you see,
it was an age-appropriate crush.
Yes, she's like 12 in that picture. I don't want anyone to think I'm a weirdo.
What's her name? Regina. What's the actress?
Kim
name?
Fields.
Kim Fields. What am I saying? Regina. Kim Fields still looks great.
Hell yeah!
She was in something recently, and I'm like, oh my god, she has not. Yeah, she hasn't aged. She's aged very gracefully.
Something.
And she was in Living Single too, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, so good in that.
Playing very much against type. That was like the first thing she did after Facts of Life, and she was just like a self-absorbed, narcissist.
Great. That show has great replay value. I've been going back to it every once in a while. And there's really like good farcical comedy in it that I don't remember. Like they get very, very silly on that show.
I had to do a deep dive on that show for school because I was TAing. I was a teacher's assistant for this TV class, a guy that you guys had in college that's still teaching. And one of the assignments was to like take a script and like take a show and sort of modernize it and make a new version of the show. So this guy took Friends, but he made it like Black Friends, and he's like he basically just copied Living Single. So I was like, well, if you're doing that, why are you turning Friends into Living Single? Just like modernize Living Single. And so like I helped walk him through the whole process of like, so I had to go back and watch a lot of Living Single, but it's so fucking good. Such a good show. I like it better rewatching it now than I did even at the time, and I liked it.
Yeah, really. I think also I didn't understand some of the jokes at the time because I was a little too young. But it's very, very good. And also, like the way the intermingling of the cast members and how they have their intercast relationships is very fun. How they play with that.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
call
very
each other out on each other's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think like Friends is more like they all just kind of roll their eyes at each other and like passive aggressive humor and stuff. And like Living Singles, like they're actually no passive, like they're aggressily calling each other.
They're
out.
hazing each other.
But they also really, like you could see they really love their friends, like they really love each other, but it's like a healthy relationships in that show that you don't see in TV anymore.
Because in the 90s kind of world, I'm glad I got my girl. Keep your head up, right? Keep your head up. That's right. My homegirl handed to my love. Am I right?
Now do A Different World.
Oh,
Different World was a little before my time.
Wow.
Or it was like I just never watched it.
Okay. This is like kind of
my time. Around my time. I think A Different World came out a little before.
It was like 89 and the Living Single, 91 or something, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Let's see. Different World started in 1987?
Yeah, because I only remember it from syndication. I never remember the first run.
Living Single started 93.
Okay.
Yeah,
so farther apart than I thought.
Yeah, same.
So, all right.
But Different World ran for like 17 years.
Many cast changes.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wayne never left, did he?
That's right. He was the standard bearer. Those glasses.
Guy. Everybody loved Jasmine Guy. I didn't think she was all that hot.
No, she was not. She was an interesting, funny character, but no, she was not particularly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the whole point of that show started out as a spin-off for Lisa Bonet, and then she almost immediately left, right?
Yeah, she was. She's a big star. She wanted to go do big things.
She wanted to have her titties out in movies with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
That was a wrap.
Well, I think she just wanted to get the hell away from Bill Cosby.
Well, he wasn't on set, I would think, for a different world. That's why
right.
she
Well,
left the
that's
Cosby
why.
Show.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why they gave her this show, because they thought she was a star, but she's like, I'm not doing this show anymore. I don't want to be around that guy.
But then she left that show because Bill Cosby wasn't there. She missed him.
Well, I want to mention, if you need yourself a little more livecast in your life, you can always hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/RAPLivecast. $5 a month gets you access to all of our bonus episodes. We do 2 a month. We just posted a we're posting one in a few days. We posted a previous one a few days ago, a few weeks
That
ago.
one was hot.
That was also hot. And the I've totally lost my place of thought. Oh yeah, the episode was, we watched 3 episodes of Hogan Knows Best, the reality show. Hogan Knows Best. We watched the pilot and then 2 weird episodes.
One that was very Jewy.
Yes. So it was really, really fun. And then in a few days, I believe on Friday, another new episode's coming up. And it's an episode just like this one. Thursday. We got a ton of links that we go through. We have this new breakfast drink in Russia that we review. That's
my God.
very gross. Almost as gross as Holidiets. I would say grosser. Darren would say less gross. But
less.
Yeah, less. I agree.
in the
It's
middle.
less gross.
I would eat Holidiets. I would not try this. So leave it at that.
For the show, even you wouldn't try it.
For the show, I would, but I mean, in regular life,
I would not ever eat Holidiets in regular life.
No.
Right.
But I wouldn't eat this thing either in regular life. Just saying, if you make me compare the two,
Right.
they are both gross for sure.
Yes. So check that out. It's on our Patreon, patreon.com/RAPLivecast. And we're going to do our shout outs in a few minutes. But first, I want to mention our Spotify playlist. Every week, we each pick a song. We drop it on our Spotify playlist, which is called the RAPL Livecast Music Break. You could search for it on Spotify. That's where it lives. There's 704 songs, nearly 48 hours of wonderful content. And my pick this week, I had to go with Gojira. I had to go with one of my favorite songs from them, Flying Whales, from the album
That's the fart cover. That's the song he covered.
There you go.
The hand
There you
fart
go.
song. So, but you picked the original version, not the hand fart.
Yes, exactly. It's from the album From Mars to Sirius, came out 2005. That's right. Wow, 19 years ago. It's crazy. This was the album that blew up my bathroom. No.
What?
That I really fell in love with these guys with.
Go bringing it back to farting.
So yeah, that was my Gojira, and I'm so happy for them, and I congratulate them on all the positive adulation and all the Christian satanic references they're getting.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was very, it was very worthy of the Olympics. It was high production values, and it looked like the equivalent production-wise only of if like Metallica played an Olympic song.
Yeah, absolutely. Sid, what's your pick?
Well, first, Jander sent in a pick this week, so let's play the. He picked a song called "Dreamer" by the band Lucifer, and he describes it as retro '70s heavy metal rock with Nick Anderson of Entombed and the Helicopters. So it's probably
Is there a farter in the band? A hand farter?
I'm sure there's a farter in the band. I don't know about if it's a hand farter or just a regular farter, but most bands have at least one farter.
That's for sure.
And my pick is by a band called Combat. It's a song called Stay Golden. They are a Baltimore pop punk band. And it's a new song. Lonnie linked me to it. And he's like, this sounds a lot like Jeff Rosenstock. Check it out. And I was like, whatever. It probably doesn't really sound like Jeff Rosenstock. But holy shit, it sounds a lot like Jeff Rosenstock. And it's really good. Very like fast-paced, good pop punk. And I liked it. And they're from Baltimore, which is cool. You don't get too many bands from Baltimore. Darren, what is your pick?
My song is from The Meters, one of the many, many bands that I discovered and came to love due to hearing them mentioned in a Beastie Boys song. And they're like this punk. I don't even really need to tell you who The Meters are, but they're like very, very funky, like kind of the kind of music you would hear the characters dancing to on like What's Happening, you know? or Good Times or something, that era. And a lot of it is instrumental. I was just like instrumental funk, but this song I picked has lyrics, and it's called Do the Dirt, and it's about fucking. So enjoy this very funky song about fucking from the 1972.
Nice. Wow. Songs about fucking, also the name of Big Black album. Very good.
Bless. I also want to talk about our shout outs. These people did not shit themselves when getting choked out by Gene LeBell.
That you know of.
That we know of. Hard to say. There's no witnesses to them getting choked out by Gene LeBell. So, how should we do this?
Can we ask Chuck Palmineri or whatever his name was? What was that guy's name?
Chuck Parmesan.
Parmigiani?
Yeah, so I went and I talked to Eric. I said, Eric, you hear anything about the Steven Seagal thing? He said, you got to go talk to Benjamin. So Benjamin, I'm talking to Benjamin. All of a sudden, Dan On comes over. He says, yeah, I heard about it. I was standing there with Massachusetts. And we were talking about Lando Danks. And all of a sudden, here comes Steven Seagal. And he's like, yeah, no one can choke me out. That guy LaCroix tried to choke me out. He couldn't do it. Corey and Scotty H, they could barely choke. I didn't even feel nothing. Nobody can choke me out, says Steve Seagal. Then all of a sudden, Aaron says, I believe Gene LeBell can choke you out. And then in response to that, Douglas Levison says, Who are you?
He was definitely there.
And Janda says, no, we should try this out. And right as Gene LeBell locks in the rear neck choke, Randy goes, Blood! That's our top Livecast fans of the week, folks. We got a shout out. We give you kisses. We're out of here. We'll be back next week. Until then, we love you. We kiss you.